Hello and welcome. So this is an update of what my current sleeping arrangement is, and I still feel super excited about floor sleeping. I feel like I'm currently getting all the benefits of floor sleeping. However, I'm not directly on the floor, and that's kind of to do with temperature, dirt, and also just like the space that I'm staying in. So I really wanted to share this because I feel like it is an excellent solution to a lot of, I guess, the hesitancies that people have expressed in my floor sleeping videos. So a lot of people are afraid of like being directly on the floor. So like if you're in an apartment that's not so well like taken care of, you might be having lots of little friends that crawl around on the floor, whether that's being like, I don't know, afraid of like having a mice run across you or spiders. A lot of people have also expressed like concern around breathing difficulties if you're close to like dust and dirt and being closer to the floor because of that, and that could be maybe an issue for someone. And then also just like, yeah, the general cleanliness of it, you know, if you've got, you know, shoes that are walking dirt from the street into your house, and then, you know, eventually it will get walked into your room and then it's right on the floor. So I have directly slept on the floor before and that has worked for me. However, I am now currently living in a little cabin. If you want to know what that kind of looks like, you can check out my room tour. But essentially that means every time I come in my door, I'm like dragging dirt in with me. And I had the same concern. I'm not really wanting to have to vacuum like multiple times a day to keep it clean. And yeah, I do need to bring my shoes in because otherwise they're outside and they'll get ruined by the elements, so they do come inside, and that means that there is more dirt. There's also more dust because it's like this tiny little cabin. It's just not as well insulated, and also the main issue for me has been around temperature, because when you are directly on the floor, and you haven't got like the same level of cushioning as you would with a mattress, the likelihood that you're going to feel the cold much faster is there because you haven't got the same amount of cushioning keeping you away from the floor. So those were all the main concerns I had. And also I realized that I'm staying in a place that isn't really my own, so the bed frame's here. Trying to find somewhere to store it is quite challenging, and so I was like, well, how can I make this work? And I thought, look, I'm gonna use the bed frame. I thought about this for many years. I was also thinking I could do it like with pallets and then put like plywood on top, but I decided I wanted to, yeah, do it with the bed frame, so that's already here. And it also means that it's really easy to store the mattress that is usually on top of the bed. So the mattress is underneath and then I have the bed on top, I have my plywood, and then I just have used the blankets and things that I've been able to find in the house already to build up that cushioning. So I still have a good amount of cushioning so that my soft tissue is protected. It still gives me that sense of firmness and like, yeah, sturdiness that I'd get if I'm on the floor, because I've still got that, yeah, resistance, I guess, when I lie down on the bed. And this is just the way that I've set it up. I've been doing this now for 6 months. It's awesome. I mean, the only thing is that, yeah, I'm not directly on the floor, so I don't feel maybe as grounded, but apart from that, I feel like I still get all the other benefits that I have experienced from floor sleeping. I'm going to show you now, I guess, the setup and how I set up this space. What does the layering look like? So the first part of my bed, or the foundation, is this thin piece of plywood. So I'm not sure, I can measure it maybe with a ruler to give you the exact measurement, but it's quite thin here. And essentially I just put a sheet over it because I prefer that. I think it looks nicer, but you know, on the back it's just like pretty basic wood. I got it measured and then cut to the size of the frame in here, and I put this down first because otherwise like my skin and also my blanket start to slip through the slats or in between the slats. So this gives me like a clean, smooth, hard surface to start building my mattress on, and that's the very beginning part of, yeah, having my floor bed but on a raised surface and being able to use the frame that I already have in the space. So I'm gonna lay this down first and then we'll build the rest of the bed. So yeah, you just want to get the measurements right, obviously, so that it does fit in perfectly. And then the next thing I put down, which I don't feel like is at all necessary, but I just have it, is a yoga mat, because then I just find when I start to build my base, things aren't slipping around on the top, but I don't think it's really that important, and it doesn't really provide much cushioning at all because this is a very thin mat, and I only really use this because it was in this room anyway, and I was like, yeah, that could work as part of the bed, but it's not at all necessary. I then have this pile of blankets here. So basically it's lots of different duvets, yeah, and that's what I use to build up the mattress. So it's nothing like fancy at all. It's literally just what I found in the house. So I have like a wool blanket, and then I have a couple of different duvets that I fold up to the right size and then place on top of one another to build up the bed. So I've got to fold everything to fit in this single frame, which isn't too tricky at all. It's quite easy. And then the main thing I like to do is to make sure that all the edges are like folded over and that things are tucked into each other so that there isn't different layers spraying out all over the place. I like to make it like all nice and neat and tidy by folding. The best part about this as well is that using these different layers makes it very easy to clean this mattress when I need to. I just pull them apart and wash them as needed. And then I use this big sheet specifically to keep things tidy and to tuck everything in and create sort of one cohesive mattress. And then I will add a fitted sheet on top of this, which is useful with the elastic because that also holds everything together. And this makes it easy for when I want to air out the mattress because I can just fold it in half and the elastic does just like keep it all together. And that's just another way to make sure that there is airflow happening within the bed. And another great thing about creating a hard surface floor sleeping bed without on the floor, up on the raised surface, is then I do have space to store the mattress that I am not using. It's just really comfortable, and I feel like it does avoid a lot of those concerns that I think people have when it comes to floor sleeping. And I'm still getting the great benefits of sleeping on the floor. I get really deep rest. I feel really like not stiff. I know when I sleep with my partner in his bed, he's just got more of a conventional bed. When I wake up, like, yeah, my body just feels a lot more stiff than in the morning. And I just don't get that when I sleep on my floor bed in quotation marks, because obviously it's not directly on the floor. So it's just an awesome method, and I think this is a great way to maybe try out floor sleeping if you've got those concerns. But also, like, if you don't want to just totally get rid of your bed, then you always will have the option of just like pulling the mattress back out and sleeping on that, or putting it back on the bed. So it's sort of got like quite a bit of flexibility. I really love it as well because I have my bed here, then there's a mattress underneath. So if my partner wants to stay here at my house, or a friend wants to stay over as well, I just pull out the conventional mattress that they can sleep on and feel comfortable, and I still get to have the benefits that I want with my harder surfaced bed. So yeah, it's really useful. I would really recommend it. So if you want to give it a shot, let me know how it goes for you in the comments. And if you have any suggestions on how to improve it, I feel like for me this is really working well. I feel like I had slept on the floor. I have slept on the floor for different periods of time, and different setups are going to make sense for different situations and different people's contexts. And so this situation is what's currently making sense for me, and I am really enjoying it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.